Steve,
Yes.
can they hear me?
I can hear you.
No, can they?
Oh, they can.
Okay. Make it as long as you can. Drag it into hell. Bring everything. If that's what she wants. That's what she said. Put it down in front of them. Blast them. Every question. Love it. All right, I'm there. I'm on mute.
Okay. I'll go ahead.
Did you get your emails?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And somehow Prusowski has some good information about what we're doing. Ask him if he's watching, tapping, listening, blah. Anybody else is on the line, blah. I'd ask him all those questions. Is anybody else, like Jerry Lewin, anybody? Because they play this little game where they conference on 30 people. Their whole little group. Lewin, blah, blah, blah. But are they in one room with just a court reporter? Steve?
Well, get this back, Elliot. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll call you back in 2 minutes.
Okay, check your email again.
All right.
Okay, Phil says he's going to call back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Steve?
Mr. Rubenstein, you looked at any of the billing statements the Proskauer produced by Iviewit in this matter at all? Okay, so number one, you asked me that. I answered it already. Number two, I'd like to note for the record that we took a break at 12:02. You were supposed to come back at 12:12. You were late, and the first thing you did upon coming back was take another break of about 9 or 10 minutes so you could send me a fax, which could have been sent here in advance. And you're wasting my time by asking me questions that I've already answered. What did you do to prepare for this deposition? I met with my attorney. Did you review any documents? I reviewed answers to interrogatories briefly that were prepared by Mr. Bernstein. Did you review any other documents? I reviewed a brief segment of Mr. Utley's deposition. Actually, I did not review anything from Mr. Utley's deposition. That's a mistake. I may have discussed it with my attorney, but you're getting into privileged information, so I cannot answer it any further. Okay, so those are the only things that you read? The only thing I looked at was Mr. Bernstein's answers to interrogatories, and I did meet with my attorney. Okay. Are you aware, sir, that your name is referenced in billing statements for Proskauer Road to Iviewit more than a dozen times? No, I'm not. Check your account.
Can you keep your voice up, Mr. Stone?
Sure. Can you think of any reason, sir, why your name would be mentioned more than a dozen times in billing statements for Proskauer Road to Iviewit? I had a few conversations with different people about the company over time as I've testified. And you testified that a conversation took place between you and Chris Wheeler and you and Brian Utley. Is that correct? Possibly. I don't know if they're with anyone else. Okay, and that was, do you have any recollection now as to any other conversations? No.
You know?
Yeah.
Are there COIs in place?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.